With the night comes a fog to blanket Greenwich Village, one that seems almost alive as it swirls through eerily deserted streets to concentrate about a certain brownstone off Washington Square. Inside, Aurora stirs, rises, and once more throws open the windows to admit her lover. He does not keep her waiting. Aurora, your name means beauty. Through me, Wind Rider, that beauty shall remain unchanged till the end of time. Through me, you shall have the immortality a goddess deserves. Do you wish this?
Yes.
Good. Come to me, woman. Yield to my dread embrace. Join your blood and life and soul to mine as with a kiss I make you the bride of the Prince of Darkness, Dracula!
Leave her alone, monster!
Who dares? The child?
I may be a kid, Buster, but I've helped trash nastier villains than you. I'm an X-Man, and we take care of our own. Beat a creep or suffer the consequences.
The cross! Wait, the very presence of that holy object should be an anathema to me. Yet, it has absolutely no effect. Little fool, you have outsmarted yourself. The cross has no power over me, such as I. If the wielder does not believe in it, you are no Christian, but a Hebrew. The speed and violence of Dracula's attack catch Kitty by surprise, so much so that she's unable to phase out of his grasp. But then, as he lunges for her throat,
Huh? His hand. It's burning. Oh, around my neck. My silver Star of David. That's what stopped him. Oh, thank God I'm a Jew. Oh, Aurora, he's on the ropes. We've got our chance. Let's get out of... Oh!
None may harm my Lord Kitten, not even you. Do not follow. Do not try to save me. You cannot. And if you try, you will merely walk before your time through the gates of death. Forget me, child, and pray that we never meet again.
Aurora! No! Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 107 of CBQ Legacy, that's Comic Book Queers. I'm EvilJeff, and I'm here with my co-host, Brett.
hello.
And you just heard, because it's a spooky Halloween episode of Comic Book Queers, basically meaning this episode is coming out when Halloween is happening, we decided to do something spooky. So that is Uncanny X-Men 159, where Storm succumbs to Dracula. Do you remember this plot?
No.
I don't either. I remember being like, this is dumb. This is really dumb.
I know the cover of this book much better than I know this book. I think I read it a long time ago.
The fact that Dracula is like, you're not Christian, you're a Hebrew. Like,
what the heck?
What the fuck is going on?
So weird. This reminds me of, what was it, Newsarama or Comic Book Resources, one of those bullshit sites, saw a picture of Black Tom Cassidy from an X-Force preview, an upcoming X-Force preview, and are like, oh, has Dracula joined the X-Men? It's like, fucking moron. But yeah, this is a spooky Halloween episode 107. Ooh. I think I'm just going to keep getting startled throughout the...
Anyway.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do.
So do you just want to just carve right into this pumpkin?
Yeah. Well, I guess are you dressing up for anything for Halloween?
No, I have no plans. I have no plans to dress up. I have no plans to do anything.
Well, let's say, isn't there, do they have a parade? Is it like...
Yes, there's a parade in the village. That's amazing. Yeah.
So what if people were like, hey, come on out to the parade? If you had to last minute go, do you have like a costume on the go that you could do?
Oh, that's such a good question. I don't feel like I do.
Every gay man can figure out a Halloween costume at the last minute.
I mean, I could just go out in a harness and say I'm a vampire.
I guess. You have a harness?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. I was like, I didn't think that was your scene.
I have no. What about you? Do you have a go-to or like a last-minute costume?
I because I used to do the Groundlings, I basically have a million costumes. I have a good, and then my old like quick ones on the go that aren't like too time-consuming. I have an easy Andy Warhol.
Oh, fun.
I've done. I have a Where's Waldo, and then I have a bunch of onesies. Like animal onesies.
Oh, yeah.
Like a unicorn onesie. But that's where
so
I
handy.
am going. Actually, because my boyfriend is a lot shorter than me, we're going as Calvin and Hobbes. And he is Calvin, and he's going to have a little blonde wig, and he has the red striped shirt and the black pants. And then I have a tiger onesie.
Oh, cute.
So it'll be adorable.
Yeah, I threw out all my costume pieces, all my wigs from the theater.
Oh, when you moved?
Yeah, when I moved. I threw, like, I had tons of wigs, and I threw them all to the trash.
Yeah, it's hard for me because I'm just like, well, one day I'm going to want this long pink wig for something.
Yeah, one day I'm going to want to be this
I will say,
gay porn thespian character again.
I am a ginger, and I have this wavy, curly, ginger, long, like to my back wig. And it's amazing as like it's like kind of like the crazy woman at the office. Like, oh God, Brenda brought in tuna for lunch. You know, like that girl.
Yeah.
But when I just keep my beard, like I look like a crazy like cult leader.
You should just go as a cult leader.
Yeah, that I think I could probably do that too. Anyway, Halloween. The gay holiday. That's the gay man's Christmas.
Gay Christmas. I love it. I'm so excited.
But what's going on in the news this Halloween?
In the news?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Oh, but I think it's time for what are you gonna pick?
Hot topics. Ooh.
Fun. Let's just dive into some fucking X-Men already before we even get to our X-Men segment.
Okay.
There's been a lot of announcements of some Wave 2 books, and some of them have made me quite happy.
Maybe Giant Size X-Men? Are you referring to that?
Talk about Giant Size X-Men?
Yeah, it gave me a giant size boner.
I had a giant size orgasm. It was embarrassing. I was on the subway.
Did you actually? You're on the subway and you're like, oh.
No, I was home. I was home, and I just started saying by myself with my cat, and I started yelling, "What? What? What?" When I saw the announcement on Twitter. So the first Giant Size X-Men, it will be a series of one-shots, or it's a series that's going to focus on different characters per issue, all written by Hickman, but with a different artist. Mm-hmm. The first one, drawn by Russell Dodderman, I might add, is about, I don't know, Jean Grey and Emma Frost. Heard of them, EvilJeff? Have you heard of them? Have you heard of them?
Is it a different one each issue, or is it like this a series and then a new series? Like, is it go for a few issues?
No, it'll just be the one issue.
I'm still waiting for Psylocke and Emma. Give me my diamonds and butterflies.
Hey. You know what
Hickman ruined my
together?
Remember my short my fan fiction Diamonds and Butterflies? Hickman just
short-lived fan fiction.
Blew that out of the water.
Yeah, you're going to have to set everything on Krakoa now. They have to rescue Storm, the two of them, Jean and Emma. That's what that story is going to be about. Out in February. I mean, does it get any better? Because let me tell you something. Emma probably respects the shit out of Storm. Storm thinks Emma is trash. What an interesting dynamic.
I wonder if they'll address... Because basically Storm and Emma, I mean, that was the main things that were... She betrayed her with the whole Inhuman thing, which I'm still upset about. So I'm interested if Hickman is like, we are pretending none of that happened, or if he's going to try and address that and patch over it. I'm interested to see what his take's going to be.
It just takes one line of dialogue. Just address it, acknowledge it, move on.
Yeah. I'm so excited for it. It's gonna, but I'm
excited
also excited. One of my favorite things in the House of X run was the whole idea that all Omega level mutants need to live on Krakoa, and they're the biggest asset of mutants. And that means there's only one that's with an enemy, and that was Franklin Richards. And they just released that there's going to be a 4-part miniseries of X-Men and Fantastic Four called 4X.
4X, like extra, 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 extra large.
I know. And did you read the interview with the guy writing it?
With Chip Zdarsky, who I adore. Yeah, I did. Why? Is there something you want to call out about what he said?
Well, he basically said this will... he's like, what happens in this will change the Fantastic Four and X-Men for years to come. So I think that means Franklin clearly, and I don't know if he'll go back at the end, but Franklin's clearly, because he's already going through his gothy teen phase.
Yeah, teenage. Yeah.
He's totally going to go live with the X-Men.
Oh, he's out of here. He's going to live with his cool cousins on their private island.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to go.
Like, peace out, Mom and Dad. I'm 16. I'm dyeing my hair black. I'm super emo.
Because also his powers are fucked up, where his powers are running out. Almost like they're running out of gas.
Well, I bet Charles Xavier is going to be like, I can help you with that.
Exactly. And he's like, bye. See ya.
Bye. Bye, Uncle Ben. Bye. So the other thing Chip Zdarsky said was that he's having so much fun writing so many X-Men. And then the next sentence, he said, for example, Emma is everything. Why? I love that in the age of Hickman, all these beautifully talented writers are like, hey, everybody, we realize Emma Frost is the meatiest, best character with the most potential, right?
Yeah, yeah. She has the most
we all know
pathos.
She's the most fun, right?
Because she has the best one-liners. But she also has such a complicated, deep... Like she goes deep. She's not just like, I'm Wolverine and I'm mad. I'm Cyclops and I'm a good boy.
She's got layers.
Yeah, she's layered
and hilarious and witty.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait, because that's the thing, is we haven't really had a full... I mean, I don't count teenage Jean Grey, but a good Emma Frost adult Jean Grey since Morrison. I'm excited. Yeah. Remember that Morrison run where I think it's like Beast and Emma, and then Beast is like, "Oh my God, what's that?" And she's like, "It's Jean Grey bloody showing off." Yeah, like when she comes to rescue them.
Jean bloody showing. Yeah, after Jean saves her and Logan from being in the sun, being shot into the sun. It's bloody Jean bloody showing off again. So those two books, 4X and Giant Size X-Men, those were two officially announced Wave 2 titles, in addition to Wolverine, the Wolverine solo, which I saw panels from that, and there's a Jean moment. There's like a Jean and Logan staring into each other's eyes like, hey.
We're fucking.
We're fucking.
Hey, remember when we fucked last night? He's like, yeah. And she's like, right, you go get him, Tiger.
Go get him, Tiger. In addition to those three titles, in an interview, somebody dropped, I forget who it was, that somebody, I'm forgetting all the names involved in the story, are working on a book called X-Corp. So when I think of X-Corp, I think of Grant Morrison's... X-Corp? Everybody. They were all over. They were all over the world in different offices. Like Warpath and Feral were in Mumbai, and that's where they found Dust.
Right. Was there a separate comic? Was that more the Uncanny X-Men were dealing with that?
No, it was X-Corporation. So people get confused. X-Corporation was Grant Morrison. It was in New X-Men in his book. It was like kind of a big backdrop.
But they didn't show up in the store because the Storm-led Uncanny was going on at the same time. They didn't show up in Extreme. They didn't show up in that?
They might have. I'm not sure.
Oh, that's right, because the Uncanny was like the whole Stacey X garbage thing going on.
Yeah, and in that book, you had a concept that people often, I hate when people do this, when they consider it the same thing. You had X-Corps, C-O-R-P-S, which is not short for corporation. That was like some paramilitary Banshee thing, like when Banshee got a little Nazi for a bit, and he had like Blob on his team and Jubilee on his team. And it was like a weird, like, ultra-militant Banshee doing this thing called X-Corps.
Mm-hmm. And then he died.
I think this X-Corp, whatever this is going to be, could be maybe tied to Marauders, tied to the whole economics. I don't know. They're branding. We have a brand. So that Hickman already said there's going to be a book about Moira.
Yeah, that's going to be fascinating. I wonder, it's probably going to do like kind of the way Lost would be like, and here's what's happening now, and then here's what's happening in a previous life.
Oh, I'd love that. Context.
Yeah.
And then Hickman said they're doing a book about resurrections and what happens when resurrections go wrong.
The 5. I think that'll be about the 5.
That could be the 5, yeah. And then somebody on Twitter, there's like 25 different Marvel creators who all got these Krakoan pint glasses, like pint glasses with the X-Men logo and Krakoa written on them, or Krakoan language. In the background of one of them, someone was drawing Mojo.
Oh. Yeah, where does Mojo fit in all of this? Where's Longshot?
Yeah, who knows? But I'm thinking maybe we're going to find Cardinal, North, and Rasputin in Mojoverse.
Oh, that's an interesting way to kind of bring them back.
Because it's already been established that Zorn's black hole head leads to it's connected to Mojoverse. In the Uncanny Run with Juggernaut being on the team and Sammy the Fish Boy and all that, they got sucked into Juggernaut got sucked into Zorn's head and wound up in the Mojoverse. So we can do it again.
All right, I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it.
I'm here for all of it. That's like so. My wallet. Nobody's thinking about my wallet.
I will say, it seems like though it seems like that's too many X books.
You don't have to read them all. Read the ones you like.
No, I mean just saying that's right now. There's how many is there right now that's being released? 5?
Now there's 6.
6.
So they got like another 5 on top of those.
So that's like 11 X books.
11 or 12
monthly coming out monthly. That seems like a lot. They're really going all in.
We're doing it.
And you know what? Ideas. If you can't keep up,
have good ideas.
And listen, listeners, if you can't keep up, well then keep on listening because we got you covered.
We got you. We got you. Hey, look.
Yeah.
We got you.
And you don't have to hold your breath anymore. Because that's right. Cue the music. It is time for us to wait to exhale. I fucked it up. Waiting to exhale. Shoot. I mean, it's kind of pointless for me to bring this segment up since we've already been talking about the X-Men, but I think it's time that we dig in to what actually is being released. Not what's coming, but what is actually in front of our faces right now. Marauders #1.
Yarr!
I mean, we just heard Little Kid Kitty. Hey, you creep! You creep Dracula! I'm a Hebrew. Like, that is the Kitty Pryde of the past. Now we're dealing with the new Kitty Pryde. And I love how none of us questioned on the cover. Kitty Pryde had a black eye and a broken nose. And
we all thought Emma did it to her.
I just thought it was like, oh, she's a badass and she's been fighting. She did not get it from fighting. She did not.
It's a plot point.
She got it because she can't enter the Krakoan gateways. She can't get on the island unless she physically goes to the island.
The girl who can get into anywhere can't get into Krakoa. I mean,
what do you... Now, this is the thing is, it's because of her phasing powers and not because she's really not a mutant, right? She's a mutant.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do, like, a lot of people are saying, what was that Death of Wolverine tie-in with the New Avengers? And at the end, Iron Man was like, we found Sinister's DNA on everybody, and we looked all through the X-Men. One of the X-Men is not a mutant. The X-Men have a sleeper agent. Everyone's like, oh my god, it's Kitty. I don't think so.
Oh,
She's a mutant.
do you think, but that was that whole, do you think all of that's been dropped?
Yeah, who cares about that?
That
Drop
was with, what's that bad woman's name again? And that whole plot? The one that was like her turn Wolverine?
Persephone.
I was going to say Antigone, but I knew that was wrong. Yeah, I think all that's dumb. I think if you make Kitty Pryde not a mutant, I literally will kill somebody.
Look, we've already said that Rasputin, one of the 5 mutant DNAs she's from, is Kitty Pryde. So
yeah. So she's a mutant. So, yeah, I find it interesting that something is with her phasing powers that won't let her through, and they can't figure it out. Come on, Beast.
Yeah, come on, Beast. Oh my god, the scene, though, where she smashes into the gate and breaks her nose, and Nightcrawler and Storm are like, oh my god. It's so Marsha Brady, like, ow, my nose.
And then Storm is, like, collecting the blood.
She's, like, cupping her hands.
Because she's still a vampire, and then she drinks
That's right. It's just what an opening twist. And then after that, we get more data pages. Yay! We get Kitty's journal, where she steals a boat and sails to Krakoa.
I don't understand. Why does she steal a boat? I feel like they have money. They could give her a fucking boat. Like, that seemed weird.
Well, but I know, but like, think about it. She has to go to like, who she has to go to for money? Xavier, he's a little fucking weird right now. Angel, he's like just popping out of his pod. Like,
I love day 2. I'm the captain now.
I'm the captain now. Like, this thing is filled with meme references, by the way.
Yeah.
I'm the captain now being one of them. Later on, we'll get the distracted boyfriend meme in a panel. Yeah, it's great. So she's sailing with Lockheed. Lockheed, who has a seagull wing in his mouth, is adorable through this whole issue.
Yeah.
So she gets to Krakoa. Hi, Krakoa, what did I do to piss you off? And here we get my favorite version of Iceman ever. Kind of like Twink smiling in the background, kind of throwing shade at everything.
And we have another revelation, it's official now. Iceman is a bottom. I never thought I'd be reading a comic where it's like, not only is Iceman gay, but we are going to put in a reference that says Iceman likes putting dicks up his butt.
I'd like to meet these top men. Oh, Iceman.
What the fuck?
This book. So there's more bits. She got beer and whiskey for Logan. She drinks a lot of the beer and whiskey from Logan. We get Logan's shopping list. Yeah. And then she gets a message. Kate, would you step into my office?
Oh, wait. Before that, I also love that it's Logan has pomade. He has hair product is one of the things on the shopping list.
That's so great. Don't ask. Don't tell me about it.
But then, yeah, she then goes and has a psychic meeting with Emma Frost. And she's basically giving her pitch of, like, you need to be the Red Queen. Yep.
You need to captain my boat. We need to trade. And I love when she mentions the Hellfire Trading Company. And there was a reference, oh my god, I'm blanking, to the big mercantile like slavers. She mentions there was a reference to the East India Trading Company, who were horrible slavers, from a long time ago, when in Xavier and Magneto's pitch to Emma. So that imagery is there of the Hellfire Trading Company, akin to the East India Trading Company, and they were slavers. But she puts it out there. She's like, and those other shipping corporations were ruthless slavers. Our organization will be liberators. We will defy that horrific history. I love it. I love that they address that.
Yeah. So, like, when she's like, and you're going to do this, she's like, so Aurora said no.
Before I can even finish my sentence.
I still love, like, do it for the outfits.
Do it for the outfits. I've seen pictures. I saw a hideous photo of you in leggings and roller. Okay. More bits with Lockheed having pieces of animals in his mouth. It's great. So Bobby goes to Russia through a Cocoon Gate because no mutants are coming through. And he's like, why aren't Russian mutants coming through? And then there's this guy with power dampening armor who starts taking the fight to Iceman.
And we've seen this in the preview where then he's in flip-flops. So impractical.
They depower him and he's in flip-flops.
And he jumps back through the gate. And that's where they realize, like, oh, we need to go. Let's go to Russia and stop these guys. I also love that the bad guys are not like, the bad guy is Apocalypse, the bad guy is Magneto. No, everyone's on their side. So the bad guy is literally Russia. Like, it's real countries that are our enemies.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, Trump? Russia is our enemy. He didn't get the
boy.
Anyway.
I don't think he listens. What I love is that when Bobby jumps back through Krakoa through the gate, dodging bullets, he just goes, I almost just died.
It's like, oh my God,
He's like,
God.
Oh my God, I'm serious.
God, I almost just died. And it was like, I didn't even take a load today. No, I'm sorry, I'm being disgusting. Like, he's a power bottom. Like, what is going on?
I'm all about it. And then we have set up for a plot that's upcoming where China or I don't know what country.
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
Well, according to China, they think Taiwan is part of them. But Taiwan thinks they're their own thing.
Yeah. So Bishop is investigating a Taiwanese, is she a businesswoman, a politician who's making up stories that mutants are kidnapping people, essentially. Yeah. Bishop's like, no, he ain't. And she's like, fuck you.
Yeah. So it's just these different countries that are trying to stop the mutants. And then we get access to a new resurrected mutant, a guy who died a long time ago. Original Pyro.
Oh.
I'm surprised Iceman didn't be like, hey, I fucked the new Pyro.
Well, I think that's where Iceman, he reacts. He's like, whoa, the accent. Wait, you're the original Pyro?
I didn't have sex with you.
I don't know. You're not the one I had sex. I want to know if Bobby was relieved or if he was disappointed.
Yeah.
That it was not Simon Lasker Pyro. I want to know where that relationship stands.
But also, if you look at it, he looks like he wasn't fully aged to where he was when he died. He looks younger.
He's very, very spry.
He looks young, yeah. Because he was, like, old.
Yeah, he was on the older side. He looks a little de-aged. But he also was one of the first resurrected mutants, it turns out. And they kind of, like used him almost as a test or an experiment.
I know, which makes it... Xavier's doing some fucked up shit. They're not giving a fuck.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. So Pyro, I like... So Pyro was napping on the boat, essentially, that Kitty took to go to Russia with Storm and Iceman. So you've got the four of them and Lockheed on this boat, and I already want Iceman and Pyro to fuck already.
They go to the gate, and here's what doesn't make sense. So he shot you with power dampeners. Why do you just fly up to the same guy and let him shoot you again with the same power dampeners? It doesn't make any sense, but they did it on purpose because this is like, we're going to show you how badass Kitty Pryde is. That's what this is all about. This literally is Kitty Pryde fighting, doing like full ninja fighting while phasing. And it's...
Yeah. Remember Kitty Pryde was awesome. Ninja trained by Wolverine?
Yes.
And Kitty Pryde is one of the most deadly people on the planet. That's been canon for decades.
And it's just showing you this was one of the best. No one really shows this enough of her fighting and doing things like phasing the gun into the rifle into their legs. Like, she's fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
And she just single-handedly stops them all. And I love, just because they're fucking depowered, like, it's like, you guys can fucking fight. Like, they're just like, hey, we're just gonna stand here.
I don't think they got depowered. Did they? Iceman and Storm? Oh, Iceman did. He's in his undies.
Yeah, they both did. That's why they're not doing anything.
Oh, they took the bullet. Oh, okay. All right. Oh my God, Bobby. I love him. I just saw him running away with his butt out. That's so cute. Yeah, so Kitty fucks them all up, and then my new favorite couple in the Marvel Universe takes over. Love at first sight, BFF, Pyro, and Lockheed.
Okay, but can you no prize this for me?
Why?
He has a fire pack on his back. Why does he need someone to ignite fire? Like Pyro literally
maybe
has
it doesn't have gas. It doesn't have gas. Where's my no prize?
Okay, I do think it's funny that he has... Like, that jetpack is specifically there because he can't generate his own fire.
Yeah.
And so that is there so he can generate fire. And then he's like, hey, can I get a light? It's like, fucker. All right, whatever. Okay, yeah, it's out of gas.
But now Pyro and Lockheed are like...
I do like that. Yeah, it's great.
And then we get the homage...
but all these Russian mutants, they all speak perfect English.
Okay.
That's nice.
Welcome to comic books.
And then Kitty says, if you're a mutant and can't get to Krakoa, then the Marauders will bring you home. And if you notice...
it's done, yeah.
It's done in the style of her Professor Xavier is a jerk.
Yay!
But it's like, why did she... decide to be called the Marauders? The Marauders are the people that almost murdered her in the mutant massacre.
Well, Storm says, I don't love the name Marauders.
Yeah, I do love her. She's like, what is that about? Yeah, so it is, that is interesting. But I do like now, so clearly Bishop is going to be, because he's dealing with these things in China, they're going to be sucked into whatever Bishop's drama is.
Yeah. The coloring on this page is so unfortunate that Storm looks white. I hate it so much.
Where?
When she close up of her side profile at the top panel on the boat.
I think that's just it's.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, I understand they're not trying to make Storm white, but it's just. I don't know.
All right.
It's white. I don't like it. And then the last page, I love, they're all standing there smiling, and Pyro's so cute, and I love the four of them in Lockheed, and I can't wait for this book, and I love it.
And they're sinister. And
then we get more sinister secrets. Whispers on the Wind. I won't read them all.
Yeah, but none of them are...
No, it's just like stuff that's coming up in Marauders.
Yeah. And then Excalibur is next week. And we got a preview of it.
Are you looking at the page where it lists the titles?
Yes.
Look how the first four spells X-Men, like the first letter of the... I love that.
Do you think that's on purpose?
Do you?
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's Halloween.
Ooh.
No.
Excalibur, I'm excited for that. The preview looks good. It looks like one of the gates goes to where Merlin and Roma are. The other world. And it ends with Apocalypse like, we need a champion to get through there.
Yeah.
So it's like, Psylocke. Hey,
I just love that Apocalypse was like, my name is not Apocalypse. Call me Whatever.
And Trinary is like, yeah, I can pronounce that.
Yeah, it's cool.
So Trinary is a thing.
Trinary is an Excalibur. She'll be in all the books. She's like Krakoan IT staff.
Yeah.
She's Krakoan staff, like Sage and Dougie. Oh, Dougie. That's why I think Kitty can't get through the gate.
Because Doug is
I think Doug is mad at her. Yeah, I think he's in love with her.
If the reason was something really bitter like that.
Oh, it's absolutely that. It's absolutely Doug.
I love that. He's like, yeah, guess what? I've been back alive for a while. And did you ever come? We were best friends. Did you ever come to say hi? When I was addicted to the internet, did you come to say hi to me? When I got merged with Warlock, did you come to see how I was doing? Fuck you, you fucking bitch.
Did I get a wedding invitation?
For your non-wedding? No, I didn't. You can go fuck yourself.
It's Doug.
Bring that back.
They are.
Let them bump
I guarantee. I just... It's Doug.
Because what if she's like, hey, if I suck your dick, will you let me through the gates? And he's like, maybe. Every time you suck my dick, you can get through once.
Maybe.
And then
he
there's like
looks
a
up
whole Me Too movement, and then the council has to get involved.
Oh, it's coming. It's a Wave 2 book.
Oh, I can't wait.
Krakoa, you need to let all mutants in except that jerk Kitty.
That was a lot of X-Men stuff, Brett.
That was. Oh.
I think we need to move on. So I have a question to ask you.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun. What have you read for me lately?
Ooh, yeah.
What else have you been reading, Brett?
Oh, I don't know. A little book called Nope. That's not right. A little book called Strikeforce by queer creator Teenie Howard. I wasn't feeling it.
You were not loving it. So did it
Yeah,
get
this
better?
this one's getting better. Yeah, this one's like, okay, they're a team now. And it's like vampire fairies in Vegas. So what's not to love?
Sounds like me.
Sounds like me next
ago
weekend.
when I was in Vegas.
Right?
Yeah.
And I dressed up as a vampire fairy. So some fun things happen. So they have to. So last time it ended, the team.
Because I thought it was something where they were all fake. Wasn't it like they were all
so
fake
like,
versions of themselves?
I gotta find this word. It's like the Vidrai. That the monsters they're fighting are the Vidrai. So when I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but I'm just gonna go with it. When Thor's mom destroyed the Black Bifrost in War of the Realms, it released these vampire fairy creatures, the Vidrai, who they kidnap you, they like stick you in goo, and then they take over in your shape, in your form.
Okay.
So they did that to our team of heroes. That's why our team of heroes is together. They did it to so our heroes, like they met the leader of the Vidrai, and Damien Hellstrom was hanging out with them. And they're like, we know you're not the real Hellstrom. Stab. Blade kills him. And then they're like, oh shit, no, that was the real Hellstrom. Because right at the moment, Satana, Damien Hellstrom's brother, calls up the team and is like, hey, could you guys come to Vegas? My brother's here and he's acting super weird. I don't think it's my brother. And they're like, oh fuck. Anyway, it's all funny and confusing with like, you don't know who's the real people or blah, blah, blah. Long story short, Angela, Thor's sister, and Satana, who's, is a succubus, they just start making out.
What? Were either of them lesbians at any point before?
Angela's, I think she's, like just bisexual and beyond.
Okay.
So she and Satana have got like a couple thing going on. And then also Wiccan is on the team, and big spoilers, the end of the story sees Wiccan kidnapped and replaced by a doppelganger, a vampire fairy doppelganger, who shows up, ding dong, oh hi honey, you're home, at Teddy's house. And that's how the issue ends.
Oh, so the vampire doppelganger shows up at Teddy's
Billy.
house.
Yeah, shows up at Teddy's house. He's like, hi honey.
And then he's going to be like, wow, that sex was like so different.
So, bit me a lot.
Yeah, what was that about?
What was that about? They also drop that. So one time I think in issue 1, they were attacked by Dr. Doom, and that turned out to be a vampire fairy. So they're like, so we know that this means they have Doom kidnapped somewhere, right? They're like, yeah, we know. One thing at a time.
This does sound bad, where it's like, why does the gay guy have to keep getting turned into a fairy? It's problematic.
It is problematic.
Oh my god!
So it's a good book. I don't know. I'm gonna keep reading.
I'll read up, and I like her stuff.
It's fun. It's Monica Rambeau. It's Jessica Drew.
Yeah, I actually just wasn't really feeling any of the Marvel or any of the DC stuff this week. I was like, I don't care. You okay?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, oh, maybe I should read Superman, and it's like, Naomi saves the day, and I'm like, I don't care about Naomi. I don't give a shit about this new character, Brian Michael Bendis. I'm over it. Anyway, and then there's like the whole, I guess we'll talk about that later. Like the whole Watchmen stuff seems really delayed and is like messing up the whole DC universe. because
The
of
Doomsday
the delays.
Clock stuff?
Yeah, because it's being so delayed, and then it's like not matching up.
Isn't it over?
Is it over? I thought it was
but
just
there
delayed.
No, it's over, but it took forever.
Anyway, I'm like kind of done with all of I just don't care. So
I don't care about your stupid like what universe you are, and I don't care about any of that.
Yeah, so I decided to go on to some independent comics, and so I read me some Boom. Right now, Angel and Buffy are killing it. The new Buffy and Angel comics are so good.
Oh wow!
And they've just the Hellmouth has been opened by Drusilla. And Angel and Buffy it's now like a crossover event is happening where they have to battle it together. And Drusilla basically betrays Spike to open up the Hellmouth, so he leaves her. And where does he end up? In Los Angeles. So he's now like part of the Angel team.
It's awesome.
So right now it's going to be like Angel, Gunn, Fred, and then I think they're about to get Wesley and Angel are on one side, and then in Buffy, it's Buffy, Willow, Xander, and Giles, like the core group, and Cordelia. Although I really loved Cordelia on the Angel side, so who knows if that will eventually happen. I don't know, but I love it. It's so good. Read it. It's basically like, what would this world be if it happened now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's great. They have cell phones.
Yeah, it's really fucking good. Anyway, I'm here for it. I love it. And did you read anything else, or I have some other stuff? Okay, go for yours.
I did. I wanted to read Immortal Hulk because when I went to Comic-Con, I saw Al Ewing at the Marvel Next Big Thing panel, and he was talking about Immortal Hulk number 25. It kind of being a standalone story that takes place thousands and thousands of years in the future. Uh-huh. So it's called the Immortal Hulk because the Hulk just can't die. So it basically takes us to the end of time and everything. And the Hulk is now like this giant-sized creature floating through space. And he's known as the World Breaker. And he basically destroys everything, like all of creation over time. He's grown and smashed, and there's nothing left. Mm-hmm. It's a whole universe, a reality without the green. The color green has been long forbidden.
Okay.
So everything's like, and it's very strange. It's just these like kind of energy beings. Like, I mean, we're talking millennia, like just, I don't even know how long in the future, but there's nothing resembling a human, that's for sure. Like this creature that the story is about looks up, and they talk about this creature seeing a face and hands for the first time, and they belong to the Hulk, and the Hulk is like literally clotheslining planets. It's incredible. It is the weirdest story where
he's bigger than planets?
Yeah, like much.
Okay.
And he's just this destructive force that just floats through the universe, destroying everything until there's nothing left. The final, like there's these two energy beings, and they talk about like they used to be lovers, and one energy being created this thing that's going to go back in time and warn everybody about the Hulk, which is like an abomination. You can't do that. It's very strange. Long story short, they send this kind of like monstrous fly creature that has a warning inside of it, like back through time, to warn people that the Hulk is going to wind up destroying all of creation. And then the person who winds up getting this monstrous fly creature with like a "Help Me Obi-Wan" message in it is present day leader, like the guy with the big green head, the Hulk villain. Mm-hmm. So now the leader knows that the Hulk is destined to destroy all creation and become the breaker of worlds. It's a very weird story. I don't like as a standalone story. I thought it was excellent. It's just so, dare I say, savage.
And that's so. There's that. That's it.
And that's it. Yeah. So I think just now we have the information that the Hulk is destined to become the destroyer of everything.
All right.
Yeah. Well, look good doing it.
Interesting.
But I recommend it. I recommend this book.
All right. Well, I read this other book that you need to read, Brett. It's from Vault Comics. which, I have not read anything from them. But I basically just saw the cover when I was like kind of looking through like what are the new ones, and it's called Money Shot.
I've heard of it.
And it basically just looks like a bunch of like space porn stars. So I was like, what's this about? And it's basically it takes place in around the year 2030 something, and aliens have made contact to join. They're like, there's a bunch of alien races, and we've all been finding each other, and we're a federation. And they were like, and we're reaching out to you because we just found you. And then they're like, we want you to join us. But then they look and they're like, oh, you're not all just one country. Oh, you're all at war. Oh, this is all going on. Never mind. And they basically revoke. They revoke and they're like, we don't want Earth. And so they just like abandon them, but they leave the thing where you can still visit. But basically, Earth is so fucked up right now that no one even gives a shit about space travel. And all they care about is porn and memes and social media and all that shit. So these scientists realize the only way they can get funding to get these to meet and study the alien creatures is if they fuck the aliens and make porn out of it.
What?
So they're doing like live streams of them all just having orgies with these aliens. And then they're like, all right, and now we're going to study you. It's kind of amazing.
Oh my God, this like takes anal probing
and
to
it's
a
kind
whole
of
new
sexy.
level.
It's kind of sexy too. Because they're talking about like technical things, but then they're like trying to talk with the aliens, but then they're like turning on the live stream feed, and then they're all like, all right, I'm gonna blow you, but I'm dating you, don't worry, I'm just still gonna eat her out. Like it's crazy. I highly recommend it because it's just very warped and strange, and the art is actually really good.
Do you know who writes it by any chance? I'm looking it up now.
Seeley.
It is
Beatty?
Tim Seeley.
Okay,
No, Tim Seeley.
Beatty,
Oh, and
Isaacs, Russell, Crank.
Yeah. Tim Seeley and co-scripter Sarah Beatty.
Has Tim Seeley done other stuff?
Grayson, Revival, Hack and Slash, and Sarah Beatty is a comedian.
Oh, okay. There you go. I highly recommend it. Read
Money
it.
Shot.
It's good.
All right, I'm gonna.
It's good.
You had me at space porn stars.
Right?
God, what a life.
Anyway, that's what I read.
Let's get critical. I wanna get critical.
All right, Brett, I think there's just one main thing I think we need to talk about. What's that? Watchmen.
Watchmen. There's a TV show based on Watchmen. Let's watch it.
Yeah. I was like, ugh, all right, I guess I have to watch this for the podcast. And it's because of the whole Doomsday thing. I was like, I don't care.
And just Watchmen in general. It's a lot. I mean, it's just like, oh, Watchmen, okay, I better pay attention.
And Alan Moore is like, basically like, I disavow all of this.
Yeah.
But I'm going to tell you, this person it's the guy who wrote it is very questionable, because isn't the guy who did like Lost and stuff like that?
Yeah, Damon Lindelof. Yeah.
Which I'm very like, I kind of hated what happened with Lost, so I'm very much like, ugh. But the take on it is so interesting and weird, and almost like, why would you even? It's all about race, and I'm kind of like, that's so fascinating to go there, and it ends up. I loved it.
I loved it. Same thing. Like, okay, better watch Watchmen. I do a comic book podcast. Like, with immediately the opening scene of the Tulsa riots, the Tulsa slaughter. It was incredible. I was like, whoa, what? I was not expecting this. And then to have the Watchmen branding on top of a story that just felt so not Watchmen. It was incredible. And I never knew about the fucking Tulsa race riots. That was a real thing that happened. Holy fuck.
Right?
Oh my God.
That's insane.
And then you start to see this world, and this is very much about police. Watchmen, hello.
But here's a world where Nixon was never, he was never,
no, there's
resigned.
never a Watergate. Yeah, there's
and
never a
because
Watergate.
that they got rid of the constitutional amendment that you can only have 2 terms, and he was gotten a third term, and then Robert Redford became president.
Robert. They said President Redford.
He's the last president, which means he's been the president for like 30 years since then.
Yeah,
and that means Vietnam is now a state. But the other interesting thing is, it looks like it's a very progressive state. And it looks like it's a very diverse state. And it also looks like if you notice, the police force was mostly African American. Yep. And the strange thing is now, but it's still, the police are being killed, but it's still African Americans are being killed because they're mostly the police. It's this weird flip. And you're just like, I don't know. Wait, what? Because it's usually African Americans versus the police. But this is a world where the African Americans are the police. And because white supremacists are finding them and finding where they live and kill them, they passed a law where police have to hide and cover their faces so they can't be seen. And the white supremacists are using the Rorschach masks.
As they should. That to me, like, when I saw that the Rorschach mask was being used as a symbol for white supremacy, I was like, thank you. This is what we were supposed to think about Rorschach. He was a piece of shit. We were not supposed to think Rorschach was cool. I'm so happy that that imagery is embraced for the close-minded racist fuck.
What are they called? The Calvary? Is it the white?
The Calvary.
Yeah.
It's the new KKK.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Not all the cops are African American. Don Johnson, welcome back, sir, is the chief of police. And
for you youngins, that's Dakota Johnson's dad.
Thank you. By the way, he's in this, and then he's in Knives Out coming up. Don Johnson's
Knives
back.
Out. I am so psyched for
wait.
that. Well, Don Johnson's not 100% back, as we'll get to.
Well, yeah. So in the beginning, we meet this kid with a very strategically placed mole on his face, so that then when we see Louis Gossett Jr. later on in life, we understand that this is the kid from the beginning, for who escaped the Tulsa race riots. Now, Louis Gossett Jr. is this old man in a wheelchair who is only, I'd say, cameo level in episode 1, where he is seated in his wheelchair outside of our main character, Regina King.
Oscar winner Regina King. She is so good in this.
She's so good, period.
Her superhero outfit is so badass. She's badass.
She says that she opened a bakery, so we see her going to the bakery. He's like, hey, when's this thing opening? She's like, in 2 months. You get the sense that this is not a bakery. And she goes in and changes into her superhero costume and bags her a white supremacist and takes her back to the cops for interrogation. All preemptively, like, before Don Johnson makes the order, okay, the cavalry is back, go find them, go get one. She shows up in her superhero persona, Sister Knight?
I think so.
Yeah. And she's like, cool, I got one in my trunk.
Yeah. And they go and they find out where the white supremacists are hiding out, and they show up with the owl. What's his name?
In a night owl.
Night Owl's spaceship, or whatever that thing is.
Night Owl ship. They use it to chase down some white supremacists who try to escape in like an old-timey prop plane. It crashes. The scene where they're fighting the white supremacists, first of all, they're hiding in a field of cows. The white supremacists break out like a Gatling gun.
And they're just shooting up cows. PETA is so angry. PETA
is pissed because they are like, we're hiding behind dead cows, and the dead cows are being shot into more and more burger. It's so gross. And then, so that fight's like awful and bloody, and 2 of the white supremacists escape in a plane. They're shot down when it's revealed that Don Johnson and another one of the cops are in Night Owl's fucking owl ship.
Yeah.
And then we cut to Jeremy Irons as an older Ozymandias.
Yes.
And that's batshit insane.
Yeah.
Where he's got two helpers, like a butler and a maid, who are the only people around him in his mansion, and they're super weird. Dare I say, probably not human?
Yeah, there's something weird going on. But that's the thing is, do you think because he's like, oh, I'm writing a play with all of you. And I'm like, are you just off in your own little world? Are you part of the cavalry? Or... because he kind of wants... I'm just curious of like... I'm just thinking about his whole thing was he had to do this horrible event to kind of broker world peace in a way. Like he still had these like high lofty goals of why he was doing these horrible things. So I'm just curious of like what is his new plan? Do you think he's connected to the cavalry, or do you think those are two separate things?
I mean, they have to be connected, right?
But then it's like, what is he? Yeah, why? I mean, it's all fascinating to me, and I love Jeremy Irons.
Oh, he was so good. It's very vague. He's sitting there naked, writing his play on a typewriter while his
will they get Robert Redford to play the president?
Oh, I would love that.
That would be amazing.
The other thing that was insane was when it started raining squid creatures.
Yes.
An alarm goes off. Regina King and her kid they pull over, just like everyone else does, and people open up umbrellas and start running when these alarms go off. And it starts raining like these slimy squid monsters, which is reminiscent of Ozymandias' plan in the original Watchmen, was to have this interdimensional squid monster show up and start destroying shit so that humanity unites against it.
Well, that's what happens in New York, supposedly, right? So that's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is some leftover effect of that, do you think?
Yeah, or is it real? Is it like a real interdimensional attack? Or is it the government was like, oh shit, that squid monster shit worked. All right, we're going to do it all the time now.
Yeah. We don't know.
We don't know.
And here's the other thing that I like, and this is when you have good storytelling, is I liked that I was like, wait, what's happening? Wait, what? They were showing you everything through action and not just like ham feeding you every single thing. Yeah, it wasn't exposition heavy. You had to work for it, and I appreciate that. Yes.
Yeah, it's really good. It piques your curiosity to want to know more about one of the strongest things of Watchmen was that it was our reality, but it wasn't. It was skewed a little bit. Like, what if that happened? What if this happened? And it's still that world, which is, it's super interesting.
And I just look back at like 1985, every Saturday night, I would watch 227. And who would have thought that Marla Gibbs' daughter, Regina King, would end up growing up to being like my new favorite actress.
I was flipping through channels the other night, and Friday was on. Friday's probably the movie I've seen the most.
Oh, that's right. She's in that too. She's like the sister, right?
She's Ice Cube's little sister.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
She is the best. Yeah, well, I had no and so to watch it, I did a free trial of HBO Now. But now I don't want to cancel it. Now I think I just signed up for another streaming service because I want to keep watching this.
It's really good. They better not fuck it up, because see, that's the thing is a lot of these people, they can't stick the landing and they end up fucking it up.
I think what I love about this the most is it feels like Damon Lindelof actually got Watchmen and like sees it for what it is, sees that you're not supposed to like these characters. And continues that. Well, I think
it's like back in the 80s, it was about the Cold War, because that was the thing we were most afraid of. And here he's kind of like, well, what's the pressing thing that if this is the world we're in, what would be the most pressing thing? If this is a progressive society where everything is great and minorities are allowed to live freely, the most thing would be like, this is kind of, if we put the Trumpers in the minority, they're going to fight back. They're going to be the biggest thing, and race will be the biggest thing. I think that's fascinating, and I love it. And I think it's very important for today's society. Hello, society.
Hello,
society. Mirror. What?
Watch it. Not Joker. Joker's not the one saying it.
Okay, I went to see Jojo Rabbit.
Oh, you did?
And I loved it.
Thank you.
I loved it, but there was all of these people, because it was Halloween, going to see the Joker dressed up as the Joker. So there was all these straight dudes like with like a leather jacket and topless with the Joker, all these straight dudes with makeup, like Joker makeup on, and I'm with like these girls, and my friend Sophia is just like, she's like, yeah, this is why I don't like this movie. It's like this, like it's the yeah, Jojo Rabbit is great, but I still did not think it was as good as Parasite, which I also saw.
I have to see Parasite.
You have to see Parasite. It is my favorite movie of the year. It is one of the best movies ever made, and hands down. It is amazing. It's a genre-defying movie. You can't even put it... I don't even know what... People are like, is it a horror movie? Is it a comedy? It is a genre-defying movie, and it is my favorite movie.
You're like, yes.
Jojo Rabbit did make me... I cried.
You cry through Jojo Rabbit. You really did. And you don't expect it.
And those two little kids... The main character and his best friend. I want a whole movie with just those two.
Oh my God, when he sees him when he's dressed up as the robot and he's like, hi, Jojo.
And they just keep hugging each other, and it's just like, they're just so sweet. And I will also say, I could never not give a fuck of a shit about Scarlett Johansson. She was really good.
She was really good to
the point where I'm like, I did not know you had this in you, lady.
Yeah. The scene where Jojo says he wants his father, and
that's what I'm talking about. I think what's his name? Taiki? How do you say his name?
Taika.
I think him, Scarlett, and the little kid are going to be nominated for Oscars.
I hope so. I hope that the three of them are, because they really deserve it.
I think that movie is going to probably be, unless something else comes out, that I think that's going to sweep the Oscars. That's my prediction. Jojo Rabbit has like everything that it ticks all the Oscar boxes. Absolutely. Yeah.
I absolutely predict it's gonna be the thing. Yeah. It's gonna be the award winner. Because it's so good.
And I want him, and I would love it if Taika wins Best Director, and he's like, see, I won Best Director because I make great cinema, and now I'm gonna make Thor, Martin Scorsese, and that's gonna be good too. So suck it, Martin Scorsese.
And that's the end of that chapter.
That's the end of that segment. Let's end things real quick with just like a quick little...
On a sexy note.
I think we talked a lot. We did this with Wolverine. I want to go into an in-depth sexual analysis of an X-Men character. Let's end things on, and this is our lead actress of Marauders, Kitty Pryde.
Yeah, let's talk about what sex with Kitty Pryde could be like.
What would it be like to have sex with Kitty Pryde? And I wonder, so here's the first thing of just how her powers work. If Kitty Pryde wanted to, could she commit suicide by phasing her hand into her heart and then just solidifying? Or do you think her body automatically just wouldn't do it?
Oh, I'm sure her body wouldn't do it.
Well, but that's the thing, is she never accidentally... Like, because if you think when she's battling and she's phasing and she rephases, she's not looking down. What if there's a thing and like her foot, you know what I mean? Her body kind of makes it so that she doesn't accidentally phase into something, you know? So I'm just curious of like, if you had sex with Kitty Pryde, is there anything of where phasing would be convenient? Oh, I guess position switching.
Oh, yeah. She can just go right through you, and all of a sudden she's on her stomach.
Yeah. Because you know that sometimes when you're like, oh, let's flip to this position. And then
that's
you're like,
fun. And it's awkward. And like, I literally get a cramp. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
She's definitely, I think she gives off femtop energy. So I think she's probably on the dominant side. Oh, definitely.
Well, that's the one thing is we have seen Kitty Pryde have sex before. Where in, was it Whedon? Yeah, Joss Whedon's Astonishing. We see that when her and Colossus have sex, and I'm assuming it's when she has an orgasm, she phased through the bed and through the floor and fell into the first floor.
Do you think that was her losing her virginity?
I think she's fucked before. Well, I mean, she clearly didn't fuck Iceman.
Oh, clearly. Neither did Polaris. Okay.
But yeah.
Neither did Opal.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. And that's because I think she said when she goes back, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe I phased when. And he goes, I know. And do you think it's like when my dick was in you or when I was coming?
Oh, no.
Or when he was coming?
Oh, for sure. But go ahead, Colossus, making her come. I didn't think Peter had that in him.
Oh, please. His dick. Well, that's the thing is, I wonder, though, if she's phasing and he turns to steel, is that... I wonder if she can she phase just a part of herself?
Yeah, she's done that. Like, there was a great Excalibur panel where she was fixing a computer and she was, like, sitting crisscross applesauce on the floor, but she was, like, soldering... But she was like sitting, like she was phasing, but her hands were solid and she was soldering while she was phased through. Yeah.
This is disgusting. But what if she phases, like Colossus's dick when it turns to steel probably gets huge. Can she phase like her cervix so that his dick could go in further?
Oh, maybe.
Is that too much?
See, here's the thing. I don't think Petey is packing.
Oh, does he have like a chode?
I think so.
Like a short fatty?
Yeah.
All right.
That's my theory.
Okay.
I mean, Colossus aren't compensating much. So I think Sex with Kitty is fun. I think it's surprising in that you're like, oh, you're in this position. Oh, my thing's going through, not just in. Oh. I think she's aggressive. I think she's high energy.
Can you imagine, though, if she's, like, giving you a hand job and then she's, like, jerking off, but then it phases through during an end stroke? Like, that would probably be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I wonder if phasing tingles. Ooh. Like, if she phases through you.
Yeah.
The weirdest part about having sex with Kitty is looking up and seeing Lockheed sitting at the corner of the bed staring at you.
Yeah. Like a dog, and he probably has his head
like
tilted.
A cat. Like a cat, yeah. Yeah. Judging you.
Or he's just like beating off too.
Oh, come on.
What? He's not like a dog, he's like sentient. Like he can talk.
Oh yeah.
Remember, he was like, it turned out he was a spy the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. And he was like, said to Pete Wisdom, I hate you. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, he's a spy, and he's actually very...
Oh, she fucked Pete Wisdom. She fucked Pete Wisdom.
Oh, she fucked Pete Wisdom when she was underage.
Yeah. He totally...
Pete Wisdom.
Yeah.
I bet.
Well, she wasn't underage because they specifically had to rewrite in that she was 18.
Yeah.
Because they were like, wait a minute. And the guy writing it being like, oh, she's 15? Shit, I didn't know that. Ooh. Anyway, Kitty Pride, I say thumbs up. I think it's...
I say thumbs up.
Good sexual experience. You go, Kitty.
Go home with her.
You go, Kate.
Go, Kitty. She mentioned being Ileana's backpack. I was like, oh, is that what we're calling it?
What does that mean?
When
Oh, is that her way of getting into Krakoa?
Yeah, she's like, I'm sick of being Ileana's backpack.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, sounds hot. She mounts Ileana. You know she wants to.
I'm sure they've scissored.
Nobody does that.
It's a euphemism for lesbian sex.
Yeah. Yes. She's like, scissor me timbers.
What do you want me to
Marauders.
say? Munched carpet? Muff dived?
Yeah, I prefer munched carpet. Yeah.
Clam digged?
No, stop.
I like scissors better.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go.
There you go, everyone. That was
Happy Halloween.
Happy fucking Happy Halloween. EvilJeff, have so much fun dressed up as Calvin and Hobbes.
I will.
This Halloween weekend. Who knows what I'll throw together. Maybe I'll just be Guy with pencil tape to his head. Sorry, I'm looking at a pencil and some tape right now.
Do it. I once dressed as an annoying temp, and it was me with like a pencil stabbed into my forehead, and like dressed in kind of just office clothes.
Wasn't there an Alicia Silverstone movie called The Temp, or was that not Alicia Silverstone?
That was it's a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
I feel like wasn't it? I think it was Laura Flynn Boyle.
Yes, it was Laura Flynn Boyle. Yeah. Maybe I'm gonna watch that for Halloween.
Yeah, Office Killer.
Office Killer
with Candy. What's his name? Or Carol Kane and Jean Triplehorn horror movie.
Yes.
Yeah. Watch a horror movie and read Money Shot.
White collar horror. Read Money Shot. Read Immortal Hulk 25.
Read Marauders.
And thank you so much for listening.
And subscribe.
Yeah, thank you. All right, subscribe. That's right, subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe. Read Marauders.
And if you do, I hate to break it to you, but that makes you
queer.
Bye.
Bye.